I saw him, my ally, meeting with a mysterious figure in a dimly lit alley. The sound of a hidden recording device filled the air, and I knew I was in trouble. I was one step closer to my goal, but as I turned to Julian, I saw something in his eyes that made my heart skip a beat. And then everything went black. Now I'm not sure who to trust. I think back to the hatred in James' eyes, his voice dripping with malice as he spat, "You're finished, Ethan. You're going to pay for what you've done." Ethan's world was crumbling, his empire destroyed, his reputation in tatters. I remember the day I discovered Ethan's infidelity, the way my world shattered into a million pieces. I was a devoted wife, or so I thought. But now, I'm a woman on a mission, driven by a desire for revenge. I've been working with Julian, or so I thought, to take down Ethan's business and reputation. But now, I'm not so sure. I think back to the way Julian smiled, the way he said, "We are in this together, Ava. We'll take him down, and we'll make him pay." But what if he's playing me? What if he's using me to further his own agenda? I decided to meet with Julian to confront him about my doubts. I arrived at the coffee shop, my heart racing with anticipation. Julian was already there, sipping on a cup of coffee. "Hey Ava," he said, smiling, "what's on your mind?" I took a deep breath, trying to calm my nerves. "I saw you meeting with someone," I said, my voice firm. "Who was it?" Julian's smile faltered, and for a moment I saw a glimmer of fear in his eyes. "Just a business associate," he said, trying to brush it off, but I wasn't buying it. "Don't lie to me, Julian," I said, my voice rising. "I know what I saw. You're playing me, aren't you?" Julian's eyes locked onto mine, and for a moment we just stared at each other. Then he spoke, his voice low and menacing. "You're getting close to the truth, Ava, but you're not ready for it, not yet." I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized that Julian was hiding something from me. I decided to investigate further, to get to the bottom of Julian's secrets. I started by digging into his past, looking for any clues that might reveal his true intentions. I spent hours poring over documents, searching for anything that might lead me to the truth. And then, I found a hidden folder on Julian's computer, filled with documents that revealed his true plan. I felt a wave of anger wash over me as I realized that Julian had been using me all along. I confronted Julian, my heart pounding with rage. "You're playing me, Julian," I spat. "You're using me to further your own agenda." Julian's eyes locked onto mine, and for a moment we just stared at each other. Then he spoke, his voice cold and calculating. "You're just a pawn in my game, Ava. A means to an end." I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized the true extent of Julian's betrayal. I knew I had to get out, to distance myself from Julian and his twisted game, but as I turned to leave, I heard Julian's voice behind me. "You'll never take down Ethan without me, Ava. You need me." I spun around, my eyes locked onto his. "I don't need you, Julian. I'll take down Ethan on my own, no matter what it takes." Julian's smile faltered, and for a moment I saw a glimmer of fear in his eyes. "You're making a big mistake, Ava," he said, his voice low and menacing. "You'll regret this." I walked out of the coffee shop, my heart pounding with determination. I was going to take down Ethan, no matter what it took, and I was going to do it without Julian's help. I felt a sense of freedom wash over me as I realized that I was finally in control. But as I walked, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I glanced over my shoulder, but there was no one there. I quickened my pace, my heart racing with anticipation. I arrived at my office, my mind racing with thoughts of revenge. I sat down at my desk, my eyes locked onto the photo of Ethan and me. I remembered the day we got married, the way I felt like I was on top of the world, but now I felt like I was staring into the abyss. I thought about the way Ethan had betrayed me, the way he had shattered my trust. And I knew that I would never forgive him. I spent the rest of the day planning, plotting my next move. I knew that I had to be careful, that I had to stay one step ahead of Ethan and Julian. But I was determined, driven by a desire for revenge. I was going to take down Ethan, no matter what it took, and I was going to do it with style. As the day drew to a close, I felt a sense of satisfaction wash over me. I had taken the first step towards revenge. And I knew that I would never look back. I stood up, my eyes locked onto the photo of Ethan and me. "You're going down, Ethan," I said, my voice firm. "And you're going to pay for what you've done." But as I turned to leave, I saw something that made my heart skip a beat. A text message from an unknown number, the words sending a chill down my spine. "You're not the only one seeking revenge, Ava. Meet me at the old warehouse at midnight if you want to know the truth." I felt a wave of fear wash over me as I realized that I was in over my head. And then I saw the attachment, a photo of Julian meeting with the mysterious figure from the alley. My mind racing, I knew that I had to go to the meeting to uncover the truth. And as I stood there, my heart pounding with anticipation, I knew that I was one step closer to the truth. But I also knew that I was walking into a trap that could destroy everything I had worked for. And as I stood there, frozen with fear, I realized that I had to choose between my desire for revenge and my need for self-preservation.